seen a pastor in me and they wanted me to pastor at home. And I ran away because I never wanted to be a pastor.
Okay,
and they were even ready to sponsor me so that I can go train and get back. Because kazi hakuna, initially I didn't even have a contract.
Hopes mko poa, and the Lord has kept you. Once again is your girl Benta with the focus of always bringing to you stories and inspirational agendas that can make you to think in another dimension. And today, guys, I am here to host my friend, my classmate, a pastor and a committed brother in church, and we're just here to see some of the experiences that these young brothers go through when they are committed in church, and some of the challenges that he has encountered as a person, as being a young pastor and a committed member in church. So guys, come with me and let's do this. Welcome. Once again, welcome back to Life Plus Show. And as usual, guys, our main focus is always to bring you stories and life experiences that always are focused on inspiring souls and just make people see things in a different ways and even make them to be challenged to start something new. So guys, as usual, we already have a guest here. I'll just give him the opportunity to introduce himself so that we can know whom we have here today. So karibu sana.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me here today.
Welcome.
Yes, I'm Collins Otieno. You can also call me Pastor Collins Otieno. I'm saved of the Lord. I am happy.
Wow.
That you have invited me here today.
Well, guys, that's amazing. Just to highlight, Kolo used to be my classmate. Kolo used to be my neighbor. And now Kolo is Pastor Collins. So today we are talking with Pastor Collins and not only Kolo. So Kolo, karibu sana.
Hey.
And I believe that this video shall be impactful to our society because that's our focus. And maybe just to start, who is Collins?
Collins Otieno is a young man who is born again.
Oh.
I love Christ as my personal Lord and Savior. Collins Otieno is also a graduate.
Okay.
I graduated in Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology. I did maths and computer science. Currently, I'm hustling.
Hey man, mtu wa maths and computer science is hustling. Hebu usituchoche, tutafika hapo tujue vizuri. So you, Collins, you are a young man, you have graduated and you are now a pastor and you are still a young man. And maybe just to break for us this bread once in a bit to make us see this package, how it comes to be what it is. So maybe just to start, like in your education, number one, you are young, you have already graduated. How has the journey of your education been that you have managed to clear school at that younger age?
Wow, my journey of education has been quite amazing. Yes, I started school when I was very young, seemingly because I think my parents was too busy to take care of me around. So the only thing that she opted to do was just to take me to school.
Okay.
So, and when I went to school, I happened to be bright. I just went through from one level to another.
Amazing. So you have said she. Oh,
yes.
What of the he?
She.
Is he somewhere?
The he is somewhere.
Okay.
Yes, the he is somewhere. But the she, let's say the she has been the main actor.
Okay.
Yes.
That's amazing. And maybe not to rotate much, our focus today is your pastoral journey and your like basically, let's start with your pastoral journey. You have told us you are a pastor. How does it come now? When were you born again? How is it that now you are a pastor?
Well, if I tell you that I didn't know that I'm going to be what I am today. Yeah, it has been a journey. I was born again somewhere around 2014. 2014 I was in Form 2.
Yeah.
Yes, but when I was getting born again, I just got born again how people get born again. I didn't even know the kind of life that I was getting into. I didn't even know that so much was awaiting. So I got born again, and life, ups and downs. Sometimes you are too spiritual, sometimes you are
down there.
You're down there.
Yeah.
Sometimes you feel like living salvation and enjoying life. We say that without Christ you enjoy life, but unfortunately I've never seen that.
Yeah.
Since I got to know Christ, I cannot regret. So that has been the journey from Form 2.
Maybe just an highlight in that point, you're saying that sometimes you used to feel kuacha salvation, you enjoy life. Have you ever tried that?
Yes.
Uko nyuma?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Hey, so much.
What
so
were
much.
you doing outside
Yes.
salvation?
In Form 2, Form 2 when I got born again. Then when I went to Form 3, I even forgot that I was born again.
Okay.
I even forgot that I was born again, and I started I did a lot of things just living a reckless life, kutusi watu, doing all those kind of things, lying. By the way, I used to be a very big liar. Yes, and that is how having relationships here and there, they break. I get into another one, it breaks, and then life just went. Then after high school, I now joined campus.
Okay.
And joining campus, first year, a little bit confused. And then when I was now getting into second year, I started getting back to the track.
Okay.
Yes, and since then I've been holding on to the faith.
So where is the picture? Because number one, we are aware, personally I'm aware that you are a pastor in a church, and you coming to this journey, you see you just finished school the other day, and now you are saying that first year you are a bit confused, Form 3 and Form 4, and now where was the reality of salvation now? Where did the reality catch up with you?
Yeah, the reality of salvation caught up with me very well when I was almost finishing my second year. That is when I decided that now I have to be serious.
Okay.
It's either I remain saved or I live salvation. Yeah, so I had to choose one thing to do. And when I was in the process of choosing on what to do, then I became a chair.
Which team?
I became a chair of NET JQuat. NET is an evangelistic team that is within JQuat Christian Union. So I became a chair, and a chair is.
And you're a chair who has not decided whether unaacha salvation ama uko hapa.
Yes. Yani, I am a dad. Then I became a chair, and when I became a chair now, the reality dawned on me.
Yeah.
That
you need to take responsibility.
I need to take
now.
responsibility because so many people are looking up to me.
Yeah.
Yes, I need to be serious, and I don't have an option now.
Yeah.
Because when you are a chair, everybody is like looking up to you.
They expect a lot.
You are like an example to them. You are like their spiritual guide at that point. So that is when I decided to align my life, and I decided to take this salvation seriously. And that is how the journey started.
So NET contributed a lot in your life.
Yeah, NET and having a lot of friends that were born again, it contributed a lot to my life. Because that is where I knew how to handle people. That is where I knew how to handle my personal issues, by the way, my weaknesses. That is where I got to know my strengths. That is where I got to know what really I can do in the kingdom of God. Yeah, so I can say that was a chance that made me realize that I could not just be born again, but I could take God seriously.
Wow, that's amazing. So maybe a 2-minute talk to any member of NET?
Yeah, to all the members of NET, I would just like to tell you that keep the faith.
Yeah.
And remain there. Because if you keep that faith and remain there, then God is just going to use you.
Yeah.
Do not look at how people are doing their things. Do not look at how other. Just do what you feel like doing to God, and do it to your best.
Wow.
Yeah. Do not leave God. Do not leave Christ. Do not leave the salvation. Just stay there. It's a nice group, and you can grow.
And they utilize every opportunity they are
utilize
given.
every opportunity you're given, the fellowships, the friendship you create there, utilize them very well.
Wow. And how did you meet the pastor whom you are serving under today?
Yes, the pastor whom I'm serving under today, that is Reverend Sam. I met him on a mission.
Okay.
Yes, there was a friend of mine who we schooled with in high school, and when I was the organizing secretary of the Christian Union, he was the chairperson of the Christian Union of my secondary school. So they were having a mission, and he had brought the mission to the church. Then he called me, and when he called me, I think that is where I met Reverend Sam, and we just clicked. Into service, yes, and that is how the journey started.
So how has your experience been in the church before him seeing that now you qualify to be ordained? Because we know you are ordained the other day.
Yes, I think my experience was in the church. I think I'm a servant. I love serving so much. Yes, you realize I met him when I was almost finishing my third year.
Okay.
Yes, when I was almost finishing my third year. So when I was almost finishing my third year, I was in Christian Union. I was an usher. I was in Net J-Court. I was the chair. And I could still attend the services in the church. So I could wake up early, go to the first service in the Christian Union. After the Christian Union, I'll go to the church. After church, I'll come back in the afternoon and I'll attend the ministry service, the ET services. And that is how life became. And I learned how to serve. You see, I could serve in the Christian Union as an usher. I could serve in NET as an instrument, as a technical team. I could connect the instruments to what. When I went to church, I could also serve as the youth. I was serving as the youth leader. So you realize all this. Yes, I got to interact with people. I got to know how to talk to people. I got to know how to interact with people of various attitudes, various caliber. Yeah, and that is how I.
Wow, amazing. And now you finishing school and now focusing in church. And now you see, for example, we school with you. We have been fellowshipping with you in it. And now you inviting us that you're being ordained. What was the experience?
Wow.
With your friends now, just be real.
It was. I don't know how to explain it because it's just it was coming bit by bit. Let me take you back before. So I started just seeing myself wanting to know more about Christ. I started finding myself studying a lot. I started finding myself attending various meetings just to know this God more. And one day when I went at home in our home church, that was when I was in fourth year. And the way I was serving, it was like these people already had seen a pastor in me and they wanted me. I ran away because I never wanted to be a pastor. And they were even ready to sponsor me so that I can go train and get back. But I ran away because I was saying, no, I'm not meant to be a pastor. So my main intention even of staying in Nairobi and staying in Juja was like I was running away from
being a pastor
from being a pastor there. So what happened was that when I went to this church, then again it was like whatever I was told there, it is the same thing that was happening here. That we are seeing this thing is new. Everybody that I was meeting was like, now I think this thing is new. I think this thing is new. You need to equip yourself and start doing it. The more you run away from it, the more it comes for you. So, and I sat down and I thought, at home the same thing, here the same thing. And it was not one person telling me this. Then I was like, God, what do you really want? And when I evaluated my journey, I came to realize that indeed,
God has been faithful.
Indeed, God has been faithful, and indeed, I think I cannot run away. After all, the people who serve God as pastors, they're just people and they're living and in fact they're impacting lives. And my main agenda has always been to reach out to people and impact lives, and that was also an avenue through which I can reach out to people, impact lives, touch the lives of people, pray for them, you know, teach them what I know, learn from them. So I realized that there is no shortcut.
Okay.
I can't run away from it. So when the time for commissioning, I was first commissioned in 2021 before I even graduated.
Okay.
Yes, the commissioning was done, and now I was given an avenue to start learning. To start learning and to start preparing
the pastoral docket.
Yes, to start learning and to prepare myself for the task that was coming. And it was like after that commissioning, it was like probation period for me to see am I really qualified. For me even to hear the voice, and for me to understand that am I really into this. For me to even consult with the parents, for me to even consult with the friends, that do you think I'm real with this? For me to even create time and seek God more. So it went for 1 year. Yes, after being commissioned, I stayed there for 1 year. And a time came now when they announced that now I was fit. I had qualified to be ordained. And I was like, oh God. I felt like, what? Now this one is not child's play. This is not net JQuat chairman, whereby you can just be after there for 1 year and you go your ways. This is not any other service. This is not unemployment, whereby you can retire after some time.
Or resign and get another
yes,
one.
but this is a lifetime journey that you have to stick to. And that is when the reality came to hit me. The ordination was announced in December, and it was to happen in April. So from December to April, personally, I was having a lot of questions. That am I really sure that this is what I want? And that is the question that I could even go to church every weekend, just spend there and try to ask God and try to seek, am I really supposed to be doing this?
Okay.
Yeah, I took it. By the way, you will realize I didn't even announce it. I knew as early as December, and the ordination was coming
on April. Yeah.
But because I was still having like, will I go there and fail God? Will I go there and after some time? So it took me almost 5 good months to decide that this is what I wanted.
Wow.
Yes, that after all, let me serve God.
Wow, that's amazing. So one thing that is coming to us clear is that since 2021, you are already a pastor, a commissioned pastor. And for us, maybe we didn't know, but there is a question you have not answered. I want you to answer them both. So number one, what was the experience? Okay, no, answer the first question first. The question was, what was the take of your friends when you mentioned to them? Not the one that have been fellowshipping with you, but the one that you are associating with initially. Some of them maybe were just maybe above you, and now you're telling them, guys, I'm being ordained as a pastor.
Yes. One of the most concerned is that you're going to be a pastor. You know you're not yet even married.
Okay.
You know what you are going into. And that question kept on. Every of my friend was asking me, and every time I talked about being a pastor or rather pastor, that was the question. And I kept on asking myself that, so what am I going to do? Is this so important? Until I went back, I started asking so many questions. I started researching that do I really need to be married first for me to
be a pastor?
To be a pastor. And after a lot of consultations, I realized that it's not really that a must. I can make my decision, and when I want to marry, whoever will want to marry me has to accept
that you are a pastor.
Yes, has to accept and live with it.
Okay.
Yeah, so there were concerns. Some people whom we grew up with could ask, hey, manze, na huyu ni mtu tulijua. So there was those questions, there were some people took it very positive. Some people were like, "Ujaolewa."
You're not serious.
And
you don't
then
understand.
in our time in this country, when a lot of things have happened, hey, you could get it sorted out.
Okay.
You could get it sorted out, and people just thought that when you want to be a pastor, it's all about offerings.
Oh, yeah.
That is also one of the challenges.
Na saa hizo unatoa mingi kuliko hata
yes, na saa hizo you are giving. Let me tell you, I've giving up yourself more than anybody. If it is a kesha, you have to be there. If it's anything, you have to be there. If it's
and you deliver.
Yes. If hakuna kitu, you have to ensure that it's there for the service. Nobody will be looking like, oh, why is it that this thing is not here? So, and I was like, no, it's not for the offerings. Yes, because since I don't even know how much the offerings are always. And even if I'm told, the offerings always have something to do. So people always thought like, ama unaenda tu huko. Ama unaenda tu huko because kazi hakuna. You know, initially I didn't even have a contract, didn't even have a job when I was being commissioned. Maybe kolo unaenda tu huko, you are just going there
as a business opportunity.
Yes, so that at least you can. You're just going there because now you're finished school and you need something to sustain you, and it was not like that.
Wow. So, yes. But I like it that you took it at a personal level, and those other things were just compliments, so you were in a position to filter them. And now let us come back now to the church where you are serving in. Number one, we know you are a young man. Number two, by the way, Kolo anajua kudance sana. So, piano ikicheza, Kolo dances so well. Now, what has been your experience with the young ladies in church?
Wow.
Na useme ukweli.
Yes, I really want to say the truth. That sometimes how you handle people determines the level of respect they give you. Yeah, and there are no people that I fear more than ladies, because sometimes you can be doing something and it get misunderstood or misinterpreted. Yeah, so it has not been that easy, it has not been that hard, because I already knew what I really wanted. I always know my lanes. I always know what to do. I always know the far we can go. I always know what we can talk about. And I always like to keep it there, so that the respect remains. Yes, sometimes you know with young people there is always a lot of issues. Sometimes you realize things are even happening in church, and you are there as a pastor, so it's like you are failing. Because when you are a young pastor, it's like it's always your responsibility
to look at the youths.
Yeah, you realize maybe some things are happening between the youths, and it has been a problem, sometimes a challenge. Because things are happening you cannot control.
And people expect you to control.
And now you're put in the same bracket.
How am I used?
You're now put in the same bracket, because the fact that you are a young pastor does not make you not to be a youth. Okay. You are still a youth, so you are still in the same bracket. If anything happen, even those pastors that are there, those young pastors that are there, this is what is happening. Because so I think it has been quite hard, quite easy handling them, but I thank God. He has always given me the wisdom on how to handle it and to go about them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Scandal imaitoka church?
So far I have not had a scandal. Yeah.
Hizo rumors za youth, sijui nani alikuwa anataka nani, lakini nani.
So
zimaitoka zenye zimekuinvolve.
Yeah.
How did you handle it?
Always there that Kolo
wants so and
so, but of
nani aliniambia
has never been there. The only rumor that have ever come out is that Kolo wants so and so. Unaona? Because they are so close. Unaona? Yeah.
So how did you handle it?
Yeah, I just decided to keep a distance.
Okay.
Yeah, I just decided to keep a distance, because the person that the rumor was coming with, somebody that was going through a lot, and I decided to move close at least to try to help. And the more you get close, is the more people are looking at it.
But the Nani did not mention. You see, sometimes even ladies are the ones who start. They go to tell another person that Pastor Nani is doing this and this. So it didn't come from her.
Didn't come. It's
so,
just observers who maybe after service they see that nowadays you are greeting this person much. Nowadays you are greeting this person much.
So how do you do it? Don't you greet people? Like how do you handle yourself? Because you see there are so many guys, not even maybe they have not been ordained as pastors, but they are committed brothers in church and they are still trusting God. They have not gotten their partners, and the way they can associate with youth in church has been a challenge. So how have you been handling yours, and which are some of the ways that someone can use to maintain their integrity and their relationship with God, at the same time their relationship with the fellow youth?
I think handling them equally.
Okay.
And being neutral. Yeah, you just ensure that you don't overdo with some of them.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't overdo with some of them. So that at least the way I treat Benta is the way I treat
Jane,
another person.
Okay.
Yeah, the way I treat this person is the way I treat this person. So that at least somebody might not see that why are you so much into this person.
Okay.
Unless there is an issue that this person wants me to handle, then we shall just handle it.
But with a lady inside.
Yeah, but maybe I've never found myself with a lady handling issues because I always escalate. Yeah, and we are blessed we have so many lady pastors also. So at least if there is such a kind of an issue that may paint me somehow, I just escalate.
So that's very important.
Yeah,
that don't
good.
As much as you're a young pastor or a young committed brother in church, usikue mtu wa kuhandle issues za sisters.
Yeah,
just do what you should do.
It's not a good thing. Yes, sometimes you might handle. We have seen people handling. But to just keep out of some things, please, you can always escalate to maybe an elder who is a lady, or a pastor who is there, or even the senior pastor.
Wow.
So that you cannot be seen like, sometimes when we are seen with you almost every time, and we are always saying that we are handling issues.
The money based
always arise.
And people are people.
Yes, there is a difference between your friend who is very close and a member who is a member of your church.
Wow.
Yes, if there is a friend who is very close, let's let everybody know that this is my personal friend. Yes, let everybody know that this is my personal friend. So if you see us together,
just
you know.
Okay.
Yeah, so you should try. I try to avoid so much cases. Yeah, and that is why you realize sometimes a lot of things might be happening and I don't know why, because I just tried not to get too much into the issues, more so concerning the ladies.
Wow, that's amazing. And another thing, you as a person, this is now personal. You see, one thing, personally I've been in ministry for some time, and sometimes you realize we are not talking about young pastors alone, but young brothers who are committed in church. Once in a while you find a few ladies. Some of them even go to the main pastor and tell them, God has told me that Collins is my husband. Some of them just even come and tell you, but is God saying something? You see, in short, they are bringing their, like wanajileta kwako. Have you ever experienced such a thing?
Yes. Yeah. It's there. It's there. And
okay, gani? Be specific. Mtu amaienda kwa pasta kubwa akasema Mungu amemwambia wewe ni bwana yake, ama mtu amai kukukujia wewe, ama mtu amai jileta.
There is one case that has happened that somebody just came from nowhere, that
from your church or from another church?
From nowhere, and started fellowshipping in church. And really, that lady really was like, this is the guy. You see, this is the guy that
so who did she tell?
And yes, he even could tell the senior pastor that this is the guy I want. She could even just post me in the statuses, do what, this is the man of God, So, and all of a sudden when she realized that I was not so much interested.
What was your take? Wachana na hiyo being interested first. What was your take?
My take was like,
you are senior. You see now your senior pastor is your boss. Your boss calling you and telling you this is what is on the table. How did you feel it?
My take was like, I wasn't ready, and I didn't think that was the person that I really wanted to her. There is no problem. You can always go. If you are the person, yes, let it work. But for me, I didn't think that at that time that is what I wanted, and two, I also didn't think that at that time that was the person I wanted. Yeah.
So how did you handle it?
So I just told the pastor that I don't think I'm ready. Kindly help me. Yeah, help me. I talked to her. I told her, by the way, it cannot, because she was even older. Okay, I'm not saying that I cannot be married to an old person, an older lady than me, but she was, to me, I thought she was quite mature, and at that time I was still trying to, and up to now I'm still trying to.
Please continue trying, but we are waiting for the wedding.
To know myself. Yeah, that was somebody who went ahead. There are people who have even came to my inbox, a lot of them, and said that, by the way,
ladies,
Pastor, Pastor Collins, by the way, what is it? I feel like
God is speaking.
God
Is
is
he speaking to you too?
I feel like,
How do you handle them? Let's imagine they are your members. How do you handle them? Because this is a person you can even lose him. How do you handle it?
Yeah, I don't know whether I've been handling it the best, but I think yes, let me start with that, because I know maybe there might be some comments.
And they will be watching.
Yes. I think I've always been open to say that I don't think I'm ready. Yeah, I don't think this is the time. And if it is meant to happen, then time will tell. Yeah. I just tell them that time will tell. If it is meant to be, it will be. So that somebody cannot feel that hurt. Yeah, and you know, ladies also love a lot of attention. If she sees that you're not so much interested, she'll just give up. Yeah, and we continue serving.
Wow, that's amazing, guys. And I think that is enough dose. Thank you so much, Collins. And we still come back. We want to hear those experiences, and we're waiting for that wedding.
It will surely come.
Yeah, and we shall come to testify.
No, it will tarry. But it will surely come.
We command you ready to allocate Collins. The Collins that I was
Siwasumbui.
wakikuja tambua. Otherwise, guys, thank you so much. This was Pastor Collins. We have done this video not in the basis of him being a pastor, but in the basis of him being a committed young brother in Christ. And I believe he has said a lot of things that are a reality in the church, and you know that. So guys, let's watch this video, get the points, and even add yours as a committed brother or sister in church that can help our youths to learn more and to grow. Otherwise, thank you so much, colleagues, for accepting to do the video with us.
I'm grateful.
Pleasure is all ours, and we are so proud of you. We are so happy of you for what you're doing. May the Lord bless you and give you more grace. Otherwise, guys, thank you so much for those that have been following us up to this end, and for those that have not subscribed, kindly subscribe and be part of us. Thank you so much, and see you next time.
Bye.